Christmas specials are an important part of everyone's childhood and have become a timeless tradition throughout the generations. And if you were a kid during the 90s or 2000s, you'll know that Nickelodeon was always a powerhouse when it came to holiday specials. So we decided to embrace some Christmas nostalgia and count down our personal favorites. These are the top 10 Nickelodeon Christmas specials. Let's get started. Number 10. Doug's Christmas Story, Doug. When Porkchop has been mistakenly accused of attacking Bibi, Doug has to try and clear his best friend's name. Unfortunately, former Mayor White and Bill Bluff are determined to make sure that Porkchop never bothers anyone again. After a trial in court, on Christmas Eve no less, Porkchop is sentenced to the dog pound. But Doug convinces the court to let Porkchop return to the scene of the crime to show them what really happened, where he rescues Bibi from falling through the thin ice. Exactly what he was trying to do initially. This is one of the more dramatic episodes of Doug, and it shows the relationship between Doug and Porkchop, and how far someone is willing to go to save their friend. Number 9. The Most Horrible Christmas Ever, Invader Zim. This episode opens 2 million years in the future, in which a robotic snowman named Mr. Sludgy tells children the story of the most horrible Christmas ever.
Well, it's a little hazy, but it all started 2 million years ago.
Zim, power hungry as usual, is amazed over how much power Santa has over humans and decides to pretend to be Santa Claus himself to become their ruler.
Notices!
This is a hilarious episode and in many ways reminds me of the classic Futurama Christmas episode in which the Santa Claus tale is told in a very dark way. At times, it's hard to tell whether the writers are having fun with the legend of Christmas or simply trying to destroy it, which makes it even better.
Stop being jolly!
This is actually one of the final episodes of the series, which the creators seem to have known, as the jokes are made at the expense of the story, characters, and overall series premise.
We wish you a birthday! We wish you! No, God! No, stop singing!
Number 8. An EvenSteven holiday special as told by Ginger. In this Nickelodeon holiday special, Ginger discovers that she's 1/4 Jewish, so she decides to celebrate with a Hanukkah party and turns her back on Dodie's Christmas party, which upsets her friend.
You've turned your back on Christmas, and now you're turning your back on me too!
Ultimately, she decides to throw an EvenSteven holiday party that focuses on both holidays, as well as Kwanzaa, thanks to Carl. Meanwhile, Hoodsy finds out the reason Carl doesn't believe in Santa Claus.
I can't sit here and listen to you disrespect Santa for one moment longer.
This turns into a rather emotional episode as Carl gets a Christmas miracle and finally reconnects with his father as Ginger learns the true meaning of Christmas.
I mean, I got totally wrapped up in being PC, obsessing about all the stupid superficial holiday things, and I forgot the most important thing of all.
This episode explores several mature, relatable issues that seem to manifest around the holidays, which makes it a very memorable holiday special.
That the holidays are really about close friends and family.
Number 7. Holly Jolly Jimmy, Jimmy Neutron. When Miss Fowle's class has a Christmas-themed show and tell, Carl brings a bag of old cheese nips.
Behold, the magic of Santa!
He explains that he left out a plate of cheese nips for Santa Claus last Christmas Eve, and when he woke up the next morning, only one was left. However, Jimmy completely doubts it and believes that Santa Claus does not really exist. To prove his theory, he travels to the North Pole where he discovers a toy factory.
Then how do you explain the sign for Santa's workshop?
Jimmy then proceeds to scramble Santa's DNA, and he nearly ruins Christmas.
Your stupid scanner thing broke Santa!
Broke Santa?
Oh, no!
Jimmy has to put aside his feelings towards Santa in order to save Christmas, but by doing so, he finally gets the opportunity to believe. And in the end, he finally gets that dwarf star that he wanted so badly.
Sweetie, we thought you didn't believe in Santa.
Recent empirical data strongly favors his existence.
Number 6. The Fright Before Christmas, Danny Phantom. When Danny accidentally destroys a poem in Ghost Town called The Fright Before Christmas, he doesn't feel bad due to his hatred of the holiday.
I destroyed a Christmas poem? Awesome!
What?
Enraged by his behavior, ghostwriter writes a new book, The Fright Before Christmas 2, starring Danny, and blasts him back to Amity Park, where he is now stuck in a rhyming-induced Christmas story in which anything that the ghostwriter writes comes true until Danny's lesson is learned. This is one of the funniest Danny Phantom plots and features one of the coolest villains.
You think this ends here? You're about to get burned! This story's not done till the lesson is learned!
Danny goes through a lot in this episode, and it's tough seeing his friends turn their backs on him. But you can't help but feel a little warm inside when the people Danny calls his enemies come to help in the end. It just goes to show that Christmas brings everybody together. Number 5. Roccos Modern Christmas, Roccos Modern Life. When elves move in across the street, Rocco invites them and all of O-Town to a Christmas party.
This is gonna be the best Christmas ever.
But Mr. Bighead spreads rumors about the elves and ruins everything.
If there's anything I hate more than Christmas, it's elves!
This special manages to capture the absolute chaos of last-minute Christmas madness with all of the fun and humor Rocco's Modern Life was known for. And it also throws in some sweet moments for good measure.
Oh, Ed. Thank you, little elf. I guess Christmas cheer was in us all along.
Number 4. The Santa Experience, Rugrats. In this Rugrats Christmas episode, it's revealed that Chucky is afraid of Santa Claus.
The scariest guy in the world.
Santa Claus.
Although Tommy tries to convince him that he's a good person, things only get worse when Angelica rips the beard off the Santa at the mall. With Drew worried about the effects that this has had on Angelica, and Chaz concerned about Chucky, the families decide to rent a cabin in the mountains for the perfect Christmas experience. The episode eventually explores the importance of giving and generosity, as well as reassures everyone's faith in Santa Claus.
You know, sometimes trying to be good is as important as being good in the first place.
It really makes for as classic of a Christmas special as you could hope for. Number 3. Arnolds Christmas, Hey Arnold. The Hey Arnold Christmas special is often remembered as one of the more heartwarming holiday specials on Nickelodeon. Christmas Eve finds Arnold searching for a gift for Mr. Huynh, and it's one that no amount of money can buy.
This time of year always make me remember.
All Mr. Huynh wants for the holiday is to reunite with his daughter, who he was separated from after the Vietnam War. This is a very deep and personal episode about family, friends, and Christmas miracles. The episode shows the length people are willing to go for the people they love.
Merry Christmas, Mr. Huynh.
It has an ending that will bring tears to your eyes and make you believe in Christmas miracles.
Well, I guess miracles can happen after all.
Number 2. Christmas Every Day, Fairly Odd Parents. Christmas is Timmy Turner's favorite day of the year. Not just because of the presents, but because it's the one day of the year he's guaranteed that his mom and dad will stay home and not have Vicky babysit him.
All we have to do tomorrow is be with you, Timmy.
And drink eggnog.
With his fairly godparents at his disposal, he wishes Christmas was every day.
The calendar's never lied to me yet!
But unfortunately, he later regrets this when everything starts to go wrong. He starts receiving less presents, no one goes to work, and worst of all, Cosmo and Wanda have to give their magic to Santa. Timmy learns that the world doesn't revolve around him. But judging by the rest of the series, he'll undoubtedly forget this by tomorrow. And finally, number 1. Christmas Who, SpongeBob SquarePants. The obvious pick for best Nickelodeon Christmas special. In fact, one might go as far as to call it one of the best Christmas specials of all time. In Christmas Who, nobody in Bikini Bottom has ever heard of Christmas or Santa Claus until Sandy lets them in on the festive surface tradition.
Christmas.
Tell me more about this Christmas.
Of course, SpongeBob wants to share the joyful time of the year with everyone else, so he decides to bring Christmas to Bikini Bottom. Everybody in town begins to celebrate, which includes arguably one of the greatest musical numbers in the show's history.
This Christmas feels like the very first Christmas to me.
But unfortunately, when Santa is a no-show, the town blames SpongeBob. It isn't until Squidward of all people pretends to be Santa that Bikini Bottom learns the true meaning of Christmas. And let's be honest, getting Squidward in the Christmas spirit is nothing less than a miracle.
I knew you'd make it, Santa!
which further solidifies this episode as the greatest Nickelodeon Christmas special of all time. And that wraps up our list of the top 10 Nickelodeon Christmas specials. But what do you think? What's your favorite Nickelodeon Christmas special? Let us know in the comments section below. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you get notifications whenever we upload. But most importantly, stay wicked.